What day is it with Seth and Kelly? Hey everyone, welcome back to What Day Is It with Seth and Kelly. I'm
Hey
Seth.
guys, I'm Kelly.
We
How
have
are you guys hanging in there?
no one is watching yet. This is the problem with these live shows. You just have to kind of wait for people to realize what you're doing.
Pretty much. But yeah, I'm so excited that we're back with our second episode. Woo! Episode 2.
I know. Woo! Oh, here we go. People are starting to watch.
Yeah.
We got 2 on Facebook, so it's starting to come up.
I'm trying to see it. Can I could see this live on Facebook apparently?
Oh yeah, it's live on. So if you want to make sure you're we already got a comment actually. Oh, we got a comment from Carol Dugan-Wheat. Do you know her?
Yes, I do. That is my grandma.
Hi, Kelly's grandma.
That's
she says
grandma.
Hi. I was like, that's not one of mine. We're up to 4 people. This is going in the right direction, up to 5. People are starting to watch. Celia is watching. So for those of you watching today, we're already up to 9. This is good. This is good. I always feel like it's sad they missed the theme song. So let me play it one more time.
Go ahead, replay
wait a minute. Let's this one. What day is it with Seth and Kelly? That gets stuck in my head a lot.
I love Smee's little.
Yeah. So Celia is watching from her iPad and she's broadcasting from her phone, but she refused to update her phone to the current browser. And so I have to FaceTime her on my iPad. And it's going to be absolutely like something you've never seen before because no one's ever done it before.
You don't know that for sure, Seth. Maybe. Are we the first ones to ever do this? We might be. Who knows?
I mean, I don't know that there's that many talk shows like ours. You know, it's an interactive talk show. So those of you watching, reminder, you can comment and we'll talk back to you. Yep. So that's exciting.
Anything you want to ask us or say, feel free. It's totally interactive. And let's announce our topic for today.
Oh, good idea. Our topic is Fitness Witness.
Fitness Witness. So we're going to be talking about how we're staying fit and in shape during quarantine, how we're staying fit or not fit, whatever we're doing.
Maureen says, hello. Hi, Kel. Hi, Seth.
Hi, that's my lovely mother. Hello.
I love it. Both so Kelly's mom and grandmother are tuning in live.
So nice to have my family supporting.
Hey, look, we have Summer Moran from last week.
Hi, Summer.
I don't know what I means. Is that a hi or is that part of a yay but spelled wrong?
I think she's saying, hey, like, what's up? Like that's
really millennial. I don't know. All right, so why don't you start, Kelly? Tell us about your fitness routine.
Oh, okay. Put me on the spot, Seth. Well, let's see. Usually when I'm not in quarantine, I'm a very active person. I like to go running a lot. One of my favorite things to do would be I live in Sunnyside in Queens and Astoria is right over the bridge. So I would love to just put on my sneakers and blast my music and just go for like a really long run to Astoria and back. I had like a route I would always go on, but now that we can't go outside, I haven't been doing that, which I guess like technically I could, but like the idea of running in a mask kind of makes me feel a little like, that does not sound fun. So I actually started getting into at-home workout videos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's something I never used to do in the past, but I was like, you know what? I need to find a way to stay active because I am going so stir crazy. If I don't start doing something to work out, I'm going to lose my mind. So I found these awesome videos online.
It's like you're losing your mind.
Oh, like that song, like I'm losing my mind. I know that song. I actually sung that once when I was in musical theater school. But I want to pull up this amazing YouTuber, guys. If any of you guys are looking for a really awesome at-home workout, it'll kick your butt. I've been doing these like high intensity cardio workouts. They're only like 15 minutes each, 10 to 15 minutes each. One is like 20 minutes, but I am sweating bullets by the time I'm done, even more than I would normally sweat going on a run. It's pretty crazy.
I don't like sweating in my clothes, so I always do my workouts naked.
Oh, okay. So
it's true. I don't put them online or anything, don't worry. But that way I have to do less laundry.
Very true. I would imagine if you're working out naked, you would not have to do laundry very often.
Oh, my friend Tango's watching live. Hi, Tango.
Hi.
She's in Copenhagen.
Oh, wow.
And Summer did tell you were correct, LOL, which means laugh out loud, not lots of laughs.
Correct as in A.
Hey. And Wilson Toe loves us.
Aw, thank you,
Yeah.
Will. He's another one of my good friends. I have lots of support today.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm so
Well,
glad you
last week's episode got 600 views. It's just there was only 20 live, and then it kept building. So hopefully people will watch it. Oh, your mom is very excited about me working out naked.
Okay, Mom. Okay.
Did you get the YouTuber up?
La. Yeah, so this is the YouTuber. Her name is Chloe Ting, spelled CHLOE TING. She's awesome. She plays, it's all like different reps of different exercises. So it's like squats, jumping jacks, different lunges and leaps. I'm telling you, she's amazing. Look her up if you want a good high intensity cardio workout, because I love cardio.
Cool.
I'm not a big weights person. I'm more of a cardio person. So I was like, I just typed in Google in YouTube like high intensity cardio workout, and she was the first one that came up. And she was like, really sorry, my YouTube popped up. My bad.
We'll put that on your phone instead of sharing the screen too.
Oh, you mean you want me to show you?
No, I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I usually do lift the weights downstairs. That's like part of my routine is I do a half hour on the bike while I read because I hate exercising, but if I'm reading, I feel like I'm being productive. And then I usually do 3 different weight machines, and then I do sit-ups and planking. But actually, Celia gave me a workout to do in my apartment. And I do 30 sit-ups, and then I used to do squats, but they really hurt my knees. So my girlfriend told me to lean on the bench and like lift my legs up. So it's kind of an Abby thing for 20, then 10 push-ups. Then I do that set 5 times. Then I do burpees for a minute. And Celia said to do them for 2 minutes, but after 1 minute, I died. So I do burpees for a minute, and then I finish with planking for a minute. And that's like, I do that 3 days a week. And actually, I have lost 5 pounds since quarantine started.
That's amazing, Seth. Good for you.
I don't know if it's between that or not eating enough food. I don't know which it is, but
or stress
some combination. And then, of course, as you know, my girlfriend and I do Zumba videos on Sunday.
Yes.
Actually, I could probably share that right now. Let's see if I can handle this technology. So if I did this and this, I can put on a bit of Zumba. Yeah, so, you know, she does Zumba really well, and I don't, and that's kind of the joke.
2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4,
see, she's doing a great job, and I'm like trying to catch up.
1, 2, 3.
How many Muppets for what?
Oh yeah, that's because it's Sesame Street Zumba. We put out the Muppets there. Yeah, so that's, you know, if people want to work out, they should check out Sesame Street Zumba.
Totally. I've watched it before. You guys are fun.
Thank you. Well, you're supposed to join in.
I got to try it with you.
Yeah. Well, why aren't you?
I should. I've just been like addicted to these at-home workouts because I'm just one of those people where I have a lot of pent-up energy. So I need to like be like, I love doing fast, like angry workouts, if that makes sense.
I consider the Zumba pretty fast personally. By the end of a half hour, I'm always like panting, and she's like ready to do another half hour, and I'm like, half hour is fine. But like my father works out to it now. He says he does the first one on every video, like one a day. He'll pick one of the episodes and just do the first song, and then he said that's it for the day for him.
You're helping your family too. That's amazing.
Oh, your mom's gonna try it. How exciting.
That sounds right up my mom's alley. I could see her doing Zumba for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just Sesame. If you go to my website, I can put SethBH.com. If you go there, I have the link to the Zumba site. But I think if you search Seth Emmy Street Zumba, it'll come up. Actually, right, I forgot I could do this. I can actually write the link right here as a comment and then share it. Look at me using technology. So yeah, except that is not spelled correctly. This is what happens when you do things too quickly.
I will say I agree with you, Seth, about the burpees. Burpees are the death of me. They are so hard.
I'd never heard of them before. No, I spelled it wrong again. This is horrible. This is what happens. I'm trying to do it really quickly while I'm multitasking, and I spelled it wrong 2 times in a row. That is spelled right. All right. There you go. That's for your mom. If you write that down, just Sesame Street Zumba.
But yeah, I think we should ask each other and ask the viewers as well, because we did this last time. I think it's a good question to ask in every episode. What level of insane is everyone at?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we get any comments. It's like a 10-second delay with these. I'm doing good this week, I think. I'm really good. I've got into the balance of doing my 5 live shows a week and my 2 recorded things. I just put out a new song an hour ago called I'm Sick of My Apartment.
I watched it.
Thank you. Smee was really good in that one. He was really doing things. Sometimes he just lays here like right now.
Smee looks super chill right now. Look at him. He's chill.
Yeah. He's like, because we already did a video today. He's like, this is our second thing today. Are you kidding me with this?
Yeah. He's like, enough camera time for me.
And what insanity level are you on?
I'm feeling good too, honestly. At the beginning of this whole quarantine thing, I definitely felt like I was losing my mind, but I actually feel similar to you. Like, I feel like I'm adapting to how this feels. So I definitely feel more adjusted to this. Even though it's weird, it doesn't feel as weird anymore. It's starting to feel
It's been 6
normal.
weeks now. Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like, it's weird that it feels normal, because I'm kind of like, okay, when real life happens again, that's going to be hard to adjust to again for everyone.
I know. It's going to be like, wait a minute. I have to leave my apartment like more than once every 3 weeks.
Stuff like I have like responsibilities. Like, it's crazy, which is going to be great for all of us because I love being busy. But I would say my insanity level is still the same, like around a 7.5. I have not gone more insane, so very happy about that.
That's good. It's better to stay at the same sanity level. Nobody responded. Oh, here we go. We got one. Tango said she's pretty good. More settled now that her son's back in kindergarten. I guess they've opened schools up in Copenhagen. Because in Denmark, they're ahead of us in terms of recovery.
Wow. Okay. That's really great.
All right. So it is time for our first guest tonight. And as I said, she will be appearing on my iPad. And since if I take off my headphones, there's weird feedback, she's only going to be able to hear me. So when Kelly asks her things, I'm going to like say them again for her to hear. And this is because she refused to update her iPhone to the latest software and does not have a computer or an iPad anymore because she lost it. All right, so our first guest tonight grew up on 3 continents in Singapore, England, and New York State, and still thinks that New York City is the coolest city ever.
Her favorite theater credits include playing Essie in the original London cast of Parade at the Donmar Broadway House, singing and assistant dance captaining Natasha, Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 on Broadway, playing Hunyak in the North American National Tour of Chicago, and playing Val in a chorus line at Theater Under the Stars in Houston. So lots of Broadway roles here.
Yeah, that's 3 Broadway credits, which is 3 more than I have. These days, she is social distance running a lot to make it to her first half marathon because the official race she signed up for was canceled. She is cooking from scratch almost every day, drinking more alcohol than she ever has before, and making sure she is helping however possible by doing things like grocery shopping every week for her 70-year-old neighbor and continuing to buy from and supporting local restaurants. Please welcome Celia May Rubin. Hold on as I bring her up in this pile of books. Hey, Celia.
Hi.
Can you hear her, Kelly?
Yes, I could hear her.
Okay, so she can't hear you, but you can hear her.
Yes, I can
and
hear her.
And how's this? I got me, and Celia in the frame.
Perfect. And I think everyone could see too, so great job.
I'm both watching you delayed 10 seconds, both of you, on my iPad, and I'm also I'm literally sitting on my toilet because that's the only place I can get decent Wi-Fi. That's not the bedroom that my boyfriend is using as a home office.
Oh man. Hey, well we're making it work, obviously.
So awesome. I didn't think anyone has ever had this setup before of like and someone in their bathroom on their toilet on their phone watching us on her boyfriend's iPad while I'm put her on my screen this way. I think this is a first. I would guess this is the first time that anyone has ever achieved this.
It might be that.
Well, yes. I'll always go with the original path, right?
And Kelly's mom says, hi, Celia.
Oh, my mom says hi. So I love what you said about what you've been doing to keep. It sounds like you're staying very active and busy during the quarantine, which is
She
awesome.
says it sounds like you're being very busy in quarantine, and that's great.
Staying active.
Staying
Who
active.
said that? Kelly said that?
Yes, I'm literally whispering in your ear what Kelly just said.
Okay, yes.
And it says that you've been cooking from scratch. That's really cool. What have
She
you been
says cooking from scratch is very cool. What have you been cooking? I feel
Oh,
like a translator.
Yeah.
Okay, so true story. I had not used an oven my entire life until something like 6 or 7 months ago. And then for some reason, there was like a cookie recipe that I wanted to try, and I had to ask my roommate how to turn my oven on and how to bake. And then ever since I did that, I was like, oh, I really actually love this. So I've been like baking salmon, roasting salmon.
That sounds fishy.
Like that.
Nice. I love salmon. That sounds
Kelly
awesome.
loves salmon.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, and that sounds like me whenever I use the kitchen in general. I'm always calling my mom. I'm like, how do I do anything?
She says she's always calling her mom, asking her how to do everything. I'm like paraphrasing.
It's like I had to learn with baking that it's really chemistry, right? So you can't manipulate the recipe, but it's different with actual like that's kind of why I prefer cooking, because you can manipulate the recipe more to your taste, but you can't do that at all with baking.
Totally.
I'm just gonna nod.
Seth, do you cook at all?
No, I do not cook. I can make scrambled eggs. I can make microwave pizza. And I can heat up a can of soup, and I can make pasta.
Ooh.
Actually, I can make latkes, but I don't have the equipment for it.
Gotcha.
Kelly, what are you cooking?
I honestly have been doing a ton of like vegetable stir fries.
Vegetable stir fries.
Yeah, I try to stay healthy. I do a lot of like tofu and chickpeas mixed with like
tofu and chickpeas.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Are you a pescatarian?
Pretty much, yeah.
She says yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is really weird, but I kind of like it.
You are kind of like a translator over here, Seth.
I know. It's like she's speaking a foreign language, but it's just that she can't hear.
Well, you've done so much Broadway. Tell us a little bit about your journey and everything with that.
She wants to hear about your journey and how you got to Broadway and everything like that.
So I am a dual citizen of the United States and the UK because I was born in the UK, but then we moved away when I was a baby, which is why I don't have an accent. Then we moved back when I was 15, and so I continued like my last couple of years of high school in the UK, and I ended up going to college there and working on the West End, and I worked sort of on like UK tours. And
the West End is Broadway in London.
What?
I'm just translating that the West End is Broadway in London for those people
West End
who might
is
not.
Like the Broadway of, I guess West End is like the Broadway of like the United Kingdom. So I did a couple of shows on the West End, and then I just kind of really got this intense, maybe it's like wanderlust, or I just felt like I really needed to go to New York to try to be on Broadway. Like it sounds like a cliche, but that's really, I just felt so strongly about it. And my parents and my sister still both live in Europe, and I kind of got on a flight traveling away from them, like with 3 suitcases, and I think I had a sublet for something like 3 months, and I was interviewing for a survival job in a chocolate shop. I guess the week that I landed.
Oh, before the tea shop, you worked at a chocolate shop?
What?
Did you work in a chocolate shop before the tea shop?
Yeah, my first survival job ever in New York City was West 10th and Bleecker Street at a dark chocolate shop called Pure Dark that was owned by Mars.
Well, it doesn't get much bleaker than Bleecker Street.
It doesn't. It was actually a really, really great place to work. And I love Bleecker Street. And I always think of that area as like the first place that I really got to know in New York because I worked there. And then I just had to learn how to audition because auditioning in London is very different than auditioning in New York. So I feel like I spent 2 years just learning how to audition in New York City.
What is
and
the
then
difference?
I got a job on a cruise ship for Royal Caribbean. I went away for the better part of a year, and I was really worried that all the momentum that I had built in terms of like building relationships with casting directors. I was really worried that I'd go away and have to start from scratch, but it was actually the best move for me. I went away, I sort of worked a lot on my own skills, and I came back to New York, and then about 4 months later I booked my Broadway debut.
Wow.
Amazing.
So we should probably talk a little bit about your fitness. What are you doing to stay in shape these days?
Well, I just ran my first half marathon yesterday, as you know, Seth.
I do know, but the viewers don't know, so that's why I was asking.
Okay, so the one thing that I wanted to achieve this year that was just for me, not having anything to do with my career, was to run a half marathon. The longest race official distance that I've run thus far was 15K or 9 miles. And I couldn't imagine getting to like 13.1 miles. So I was like, you know what, this is going to be my project for the year. So my boyfriend and I signed up for a race that was going to be April 5th in San Francisco. And we chose San Francisco because I really wanted my first like really long distance experience to be a really scenic one. And then obviously the race was canceled, and I thought, you know, it's still possible to run outside social distancing. So just because the official race is canceled doesn't mean I have to forego this goal of mine to run a half marathon. So that's actually taken up a lot of my time and energy over the past 6 weeks.
So it has kept you running?
What?
It has kept you running?
It has kept me running. And then yesterday, I headed out for an 11-miler, and it was supposed to be my last long run before my solo half marathon, which I projected for myself to do next week. But I was feeling good at like mile 10 yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to run the 13.1. And I did. I
saw you posted.
That's awesome. I'm also a runner. That's so cool. I love to run. I've never.
Kelly says she loves to run too.
I've never done.
Kelly, are you still running these days? Where do you live?
I live in Queens, in Sunnyside.
Sunnyside.
In Queens.
There's a lot of wide open spaces around there, right? Or no?
Yeah, there definitely are. The one thing that like deters me from running is like I feel like I would have to run with a mask on. And I kind of feel like that would be weird. Like, did you do that?
That Celia has a story about that.
Oh.
Is she still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Story about what?
About running with the mask on. Oh, you didn't hear her because I didn't translate.
Your story?
Yeah, remember? She says she doesn't want to go running because she doesn't want to wear a mask, but I don't think you wear a mask, right?
Yeah, so up until about, I would say in the middle of last week, I wasn't wearing a mask. And then I've been yelled at by 2 different people on 2 different occasions, like sworn at for not wearing a mask. And I don't know, Seth and I have this conversation back and forth a lot. Like, I want to be responsible, so I really do feel like I'm doing my research on it, and I keep reading about it. And from everything that I've read, they keep saying that masks are recommended if you cannot social distance inside and you can't maintain distance. But outside, if you can keep, like, a wide berth of people, experts, as far as I've read, are still saying it's not, you can still run without a mask. So, but anyway, on my run yesterday, I did wear a buff when I got to like places within the city where there was more congestion of people. I put my buff on, and then when I could be in more wide open spaces, I would take it off.
What is a buff?
It's like, I think it's dangerous to run long distances or even shorter distances with a mask because you can't breathe properly.
Exactly. Yeah.
She says exactly. My pun is something about wearing a buff in the buff, but I'm not quite sure where the pun was, and I missed its opportunity.
Well, not all of us work out as buff like you.
I know, because the routine you gave me makes me so sweaty. I don't want to have to wash clothes all the time, and if I'm just in my apartment anyway, it's great. I'm on the floor. Smee comes to visit.
I am taking partial credit for your 5-pound weight loss.
Yeah, it's partially not eating so much, but I think it is. I think it has to do with both. All right. Well, thank you, Celia. I will bring you back at our roundtable discussion at the end of the show. For now, I'm going to put you back down by my feet.
Thank you, Celia. We'll see you later.
Kelly says thank you, and we'll see you later. Okay, I'm facing her away from me. All right. So our next. Oh, you're going to start the next guest. Go.
Yes. Our second guest tonight is an actress most recently seen in Seth's off-Broadway musical Love Quirks, playing the role of Stephanie.
These days, she finds herself experimenting with gluten-free baking, reading lots of books, and watching Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel with her boyfriend and her Shiba Inu puppy.
She is also working on resisting the urge to throw things at the giant Cheeto that appears on television to say everything is great.
And she is dying to get back on stage, but until then, she will just be hanging out in Jersey, staring out the window, waiting for real life to resume. Please welcome Lauren Testerman. Hey, Lauren.
Hi.
What a pleasure to have you actually in the stream with us so that I don't have to have you on my iPad.
Oh, but Celia did a great job on the iPad.
It worked really well.
Yeah.
I think we worked with what we had. I think we all did a great job. It's so nice to see you. Lauren, please, I need to know, what is this Cheeto that you're speaking of? I have not been watching. I've been like just glued to Netflix this whole time.
I'm talking about the person who lives in the White House.
Oh my god. Feel free to make fun of me because I literally took that literally. Like I literally thought that was like a commercial or something.
No.
Yeah, his face is orange tinted.
Yeah.
Guys, that was such a blonde moment. I'm so embarrassed.
That's okay. Lauren used to be blonde too, but then she let her hair grow back in.
Yeah, this is my real hair, but I was blonde for like 6.5 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Well, you know, things change. I have a beard now, so.
Crazy. Who are you?
I know. I'm Seth with a beard.
Seth with a beard. I like it.
So you're in New Jersey right now?
Yes. So I live in West New York, which is just through the Lincoln Tunnel. I would say I am at about a 10-minute bus ride from Seth's apartment.
Yeah, well, it was not so bad when I went to your holiday party and got stood up by Luke, but it was a fun party. And then I took the bus. I took a little jitney back, and it was only $3, and it brought me right to my apartment. It was really convenient.
Right? It's so close.
It was like a private taxi.
It's way faster than when I lived in Brooklyn and you came to visit. It took you like
forever.
That's
true. That was a very long schlep.
Yeah, it was a very long trip.
Yeah, I haven't been to Brooklyn in years. That's not true. I was there at some point. I went to the Williamsburg Short Film Festival, but I don't remember if that was this year or last year.
Mm.
It might have been last December, November.
So did you meet Seth doing his musical? How was that experience?
I met Seth, goodness. I think I was 20
You tried out for my showcases.
I did. I was 20 years old and I still had braces.
Yeah, she had braces and she had brown hair. That was before the blonde hair.
Mm-hmm. So I auditioned for his showcase and we became friends. And so we've kind of been doing things together on and off. And about 6 years ago, I was in a different musical with our director, Brian Peters.
That's what happened.
Who said to me, you know, I'm directing the show and I think you would be perfect for the role of Stephanie. It's called Love Quirks. And I said, my friend Seth wrote the music for that. So I came in and auditioned with a bunch of other people and ended up landing it.
That's amazing. So cool. So have you always been into Broadway? Like what kind of acting do you do? Mostly Broadway stuff or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I majored in theater, but I've done both musicals and straight plays. I've done a couple things on TV, a couple short films, so a little bit of everything.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
And so what are you doing to stay fit these days?
Oh, goodness. Well, as you mentioned, I did just recently get a puppy. She is a Shiba Inu. She is almost 13 weeks old. So my boyfriend and I have been taking her out on very long walks, about 3.5 miles. She has so much energy. So we definitely do that every single day. I have also been running a lot. As you mentioned, I live in New Jersey and I live very close to the water. You can see the skyline from
What are you talking about?
So pretty.
Thank
Whoa,
you.
Really sad.
I'm here for another half hour.
So I've been running along the water a lot as well. I've also been doing a lot of home workouts, as you've been doing as well. But I'm not using any kind of video or anything. My body tends to respond really well to workouts in which I use my own body weight. So I've been doing a lot of push-ups, a lot of crunches, a lot of leg lifts, squats, lunges, and just kind of increasing how many I'm doing in each set, probably about once a week.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
You guys are all encouraging me to want to go running again because I miss the whole scenic aspect of it, like just running outside and looking at beautiful things. It sounds like you have a great running path for yourself. That's amazing.
I don't go running unless I'm being chased by somebody. My mouth goes running a lot, but not my body.
That is very true. That is very true.
Oh my God, Shiba Inu. I think those dogs are so cute. What's your puppy's name?
Her name is Callie. She's pretty much taken over my Instagram. She is the cutest little nugget. My boyfriend and I had talked about getting a dog because he moved in about 2 weeks before this quarantine happened. So we talked about, let's wait till late spring, early summer to get a dog. And then we were like, all right, well, we both just
speaking of pets, I think Smee is about to walk right in front of the camera here.
Thank you.
All right. He's going to go nap on the couch now.
He's like, I'm done. I've graced presence enough.
This happens during the showcases, too, after a half hour. He's like, I can't sit on this ledge anymore. Sorry, Daddy.
He's like, I'm done. I am done.
That's good timing, though, that we were talking about your pet.
I know, right? It's definitely been a blessing through this whole thing. She keeps us up. She keeps us active. Something to do other than just working out and watching Netflix.
It must be so great to have a pet with you. I mean, the extent of my pets right now is like, I have a stuffed animal.
Oh.
That's it. It is a dog, though. It counts.
Cute.
But I sit here and I'm a big dork. I collect stuffed animals, but I sit here and I just think about my puppy all the time. And I'm like, I wish I had an animal. So that's amazing that you have that.
I have a lot of Muppet toys.
I've seen them, Seth.
Yes, they're in all my videos.
That is so awesome. So have you always been into fitness, Lauren, or how do you feel this quarantine's like changed your relationship with it or made it grow? Or have you kind of kept the same routine?
I've always been pretty into fitness. I, for a while, had kind of let go of it. And then a couple of years ago, I went through some personal stuff. And I decided that I was going to recommit to this health and wellness journey I had started. I stopped drinking alcohol. I'm very conscious about what I eat.
Yeah, I've never seen the appeal of alcohol either. I just don't really drink it.
Well,
except at opening night cast parties.
It's true. I've definitely seen you at an opening night party.
I saw Lauren's brain go there, and I beat her to it.
I mean, I was drinking a little too much, but I stopped doing that. I recommitted to eating healthy and, still allowing myself to have things like ice cream. And I know I mentioned I love to bake. So this everything in moderation thought process, right? And so I've always just kind of worked out as long as I can remember. To be honest, the first few weeks of quarantine, I was sad that my show was closed and that like the world seemed like it was ending. And I
think we were all pretty sad about that.
Yeah, and I'm sure we all had that moment in the beginning of being home of like, great, everything sucks. I'm going to sit on the TV and watch Netflix. But that ended pretty quickly. And now every day my boyfriend and I look at our smartwatches and compare who burned more calories and took more steps. So
wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't win that competition. My girlfriend walks up to the 63rd floor on the stairs now. That's her new workout.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think honestly, Lauren, what you said is really inspiring for a lot of people because you were mentioning how at the beginning of quarantine, you were probably feeling sad and low energy. So was I. Like, I know so many of my friends were depressed. And I think we were all kind of just sitting there being sad and like drinking alcohol and being like, what do we do?
I was not, but everyone else maybe.
People, it depends on the person, I know many people have been coping in different ways, but like over time, this is going on for so long, we need to realize that we have to build our own healthy routines for ourselves. And it all comes down to self-discipline. And it sounds like you really found a way to do that with the support of your boyfriend and everything. And that's really great. So good for you. Yeah, of course.
Well, it's like this, I've always been health and wellness and fitness part of it is wanting to be healthy. Part of it is I'm an actress and there's a certain amount of vanity and all of that goes with it. But the other part is the mental health aspect of it, you know, sitting home and for the first couple of weeks of quarantine, just sitting there doing nothing, you feel those things creep in, and getting into a daily routine of getting your body moving, even if you're just doing 20 push-ups and that's it, it's better than nothing. And it really helps with that aspect of things too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a perfect note to move on to our final guest. But thank you, Lauren. We'll
You're
bring you
welcome.
back for the round table in about 12 minutes.
All right.
I'm so specific. In exactly 12 and a half minutes, we'll have our round table.
Oh,
All right. You want to start our final guest?
Sure. Let me just pull it up on my phone. 1 second.
I will vamp. I am waiting for Kelly to pull this up on her phone.
Don't make me feel. All right, I got it. That took me 2 seconds, Seth. Our final guest tonight is proud to call New York City her home of 6
This is me.
years.
I wrote guest tonight, but it's really today. It's because I'm used to doing shows at night.
Well, it seems like a nighttime talk show.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll change it to today next week. Sorry, read it again.
So our final guest today is proud to call New York City her home of 6 years now.
Despite being raised in the greater Boston and currently quarantined there, she is proud to say she doesn't have an accent, or so she is told. Boston. It's Boston.
Boston. She is an actor, singer, comedian, and yoga teacher who has performed at the Players Theater, St. Luke's Theater, New York New Works Theater Festival, the Magnet Theater, and various regional contracts.
When she is not on stage or in the yoga studio, well, she didn't have to deal with that thing called free time before this quarantine started, but she is figuring it out now, and it mostly involves eating dessert. Please welcome Julie McNamara.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going, Julie?
Hi, Julie.
Good. I'm really happy you got my last name right, Seth. I have to say, the only time I can remember my name being read right at an audition was a callback for a regional theater in Boston. So
really,
no
I didn't even ask you how to pronounce it. It just looks so easy.
One would think, because like it's very Irish. I understand. I'm like, there's Irish in New York, but for some reason, I always know at an audition when they're like Julie McNamara. I'm like, I know it's hard, guys, but you know. So
well, I'm glad I got it right.
Good job,
People
Seth.
mispronounce my last name all the time. They misspell the Hersh part and they mispronounce the Bisen part. So it's like always Bisen-Hersh or Bisen-Hersh. And then if they're spelling it, they get Bisen right. But for Hersh, they add a C or they make it an I. So, I mean, I read people's names every week at my showcases. So I've gotten really good. I can handle Irish and Jewish. No problem.
good job.
I know that feel. I have an Irish last name too, but mine is like super generic and boring. It's McCarthy, and I feel like a ton of people have that last name. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty popular one.
But at least it's easy to pronounce it.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
perk.
But another Irish girl here as well.
Irish.
So yeah, Irish. How are you holding up though? Are you living? So you're living in New York. Where are you living in the city?
Well, until a month ago, I've been kind of bouncing around. I've been doing the gypsy life for the last few years because I had a lease, and then I guess it was Murphy's Law when I was lucky to book a little regional work. That's when I learned having a lease can really stink. And at the time, it somehow worked out that I was the only person on my lease, so I was like semi-responsible for my roommates. And I just found, I'm like, hey, I want this actor life right now. I'm going to try the gypsy thing. So I've been hopping around. I was in Hell's Kitchen, not too far from Seth.
That's where I live.
Let it go. It's a fun neighborhood. Yeah, I got a good deal renting from a friend in 9th Ave, and I miss it very much. At the moment, I am quarantined in my parents' big house in Massachusetts, and I'm grateful. My brother was driving up here. He lives in DC, and he was like, do you want to ride before, public transport shuts down? And my parents have a much bigger house than my New York apartment, and the pandemic's not as bad here. So I'm grateful for now. Definitely miss the city a lot, but as we all do, if I got to be stuck, I was like, I'll take free food in a big room,
Oh, yeah. I don't have a big room or free food.
I like the free food thing, so I'll take that while I got it.
Nice. Have you in terms of your it looks like you've done a lot of theater and entertainment in terms of comedy and acting. What would you say is your favorite thing to do, or are you kind of like a jack of all trades kind of actress?
I like being a jack of all trades for sure. I'd say comedy is probably hands down my favorite, like, and within musical theater.
Oh, you should plug your videos you do.
Oh, thank you, Seth.
Yes.
I have been during quarantine, so I write song parodies, and
Wow.
last year, a lovely coach of mine, I encouraged me to write one a week. I was trying to get an audition for something, and I did a parody of The Sound of Music. Maria's like my lifelong dream role, and that's my favorite show ever. And Julie Andrews has my name. Speaking of names, when I was 5, I saw her movie and was like, I want to be a singer like her. And then look at me now. But I was trying to write a Sound of Music parody. Didn't end up getting.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Where'd she go?
We're having technical difficulties all around. She's gone. Oh no. She was having.
I know.
What is going on today?
I don't know. There must be something in the air. I'm sure she'll come back.
Oh my gosh. Wow. All right. Well,
Situation.
I guess we are unexpectedly vamping. What do we do? Should I bring Lauren back?
Let's wait for her to come back because I think she could probably figure it out. I mean, it's up to you, Seth.
All right. I just texted her come back.
That is the one thing that's so hard about this, doing this live with like the streaming, because everyone has different internet access.
Oh, she's texting me. Let's see what she's saying.
That's what makes it tough.
I'm back. Am I not showing up? Up, here she is. She's back. Here she is.
Yay!
Julie's back.
I'm here. Yeah, that was my first bit, disappearing act. That is so weird. I wasn't even told my connection was unstable. It just was like, you're gone.
It happens.
Yeah.
I know. Well, let's see. Celia's still on my iPad. So, yeah, she's still here.
Yeah, I guess I was talking too long and the internet was like, all right, shut up. I think in short, yeah, every week last year, I wrote a new song parody video. The premise was I took a musical theater character and made fun of them. And in early days of quarantine, I decided, why don't I take all those musical theater characters and write about how they deal with Corona? And so I've been writing a 1-minute video. They're short enough that I can like film 3 at once, but it just makes me feel like I'm doing something every day. It keeps me singing. It keeps me writing. Keeps me being able to post stuff without posting news and
Maureen
things I don't want to think
says,
about.
yay, Julie.
Thanks, Marty.
That is, girl, I feel ya. That's how I've been getting through this. I've been just doing nonstop videos. I'm a YouTuber, so I've been doing a ton of videos.
Oh, yeah. Kelly does a lot of videos, too. So I knew you guys would be friends.
Yeah.
And we're Irish.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Are you, what platform do you put your videos on? Is it on YouTube or?
I started using Instagram primarily for this video project last year.
Okay.
I'd always been scared of it. And then I started it for that and also found out it's really helpful if you're a yoga teacher. So I've been taking a little note from, I know Seth had started all his content right before I did. And I was like, Seth posts everywhere. I think I should try it. I primarily used to use YouTube, especially for the length, but because these parodies
inspire people, I'm not going to lie.
You do. But I've just been posting them on all of them because I do have a YouTube following, but because they're short enough to easily put on Instagram and not have to cut that much, I've just been doing Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube because why not? I have an extra 5 minutes to put them on the platform. So,
well, when we're done with the show, I'm going to follow you on everything. And so, because I'm always down to support, especially someone with the same passion as me. That's really cool. And also, I want you to tell us a little bit about your yoga.
Yes,
we are talking about fitness. So
that is our topic. I'll put our topic back on.
I used to do yoga all the time. What's your yoga story?
Fitness witness.
I love yoga. I fell for it, actually. I remember I was a junior in high school. My friends dragged me to Lululemon to take the free yoga class. I hated it. Like, literally, I was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done. I was still like a type A overachiever, dancer, musical theater person. I was like, this is weird. Type
A. The best type.
Yep. And then after class, I started stretching my splits. I was like a hardcore ballet dancer at the time. And then I was like, I've got a split. How did that happen? And then I like...
The only place I get splits is bowling.
Hey, there you go. And what kind of intrigued me about yoga is that it was such a spiritual practice, which is what like turned me off at first. And then I learned this idea of if you take care of your body, it will be better for you, which was just astounding to me. And I've really fallen hard for the mental side of it. And when I went through some tough health things when I was a freshman in college, yoga literally like kept me sane and saved my physical and mental life. And since then, I got certified to teach when I was 19, freshman in college. I found a training program and I was like, I have no money. I have no time for this. I was studying classical singing, which already is like 2 majors in itself. And, but I decided to do the training. And since then, it's always been a part of my life. Like it's gone in and out of being my day job, but about a year ago, it full-time like became my job again. And I found quite to the contrary, because I know this is a battle with a lot of performers. We're so afraid to have like a parallel career because it'll take away from your acting. I can say it's only really helped my acting. Like it allowed me to stay in New York for a time when I might not have, because I was always so worried about booking the job to pay the rent. And I got some good New York credits because I was able to stay. And I also found I started auditioning better and, you know, getting better callbacks just because I was more sane and happy. And I found the rest of my fitness life, like I do still dance. I have gotten back into running lately, especially. And
another runner.
Yeah, lots of runners.
I'm like the only one who isn't a runner out of the 5 of us.
It's an excuse to go outside right now. That's why everybody wants to run right now, you know?
I open my window.
Hey, there you go.
And then I sneeze because of my allergies and I close it.
Still counts. You're getting fresh air on your face, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I used to do yoga a lot, actually, and what I loved about it was the spirituality of it. Of course, it's very mentally healing. And I would
Sharon
love to
says she feels the same about practicing and teaching Pilates. Smiley face.
I love Pilates. I will advocate because it's a lot of the same alignments and principles as yoga. So if you're a yoga fan.
I need to do Pilates. That's my aunt, by the way. I need to do Pilates. I've never done it.
There's a lot of videos right now.
I should get into it. That's honestly so cool. And that's really great. And I can understand what you mean by it helping with your acting, because it probably helps you stay relaxed and because you know how to ground yourself, right? So before an audition, you're able to get in that headspace probably.
Absolutely. Like it really helps us to stay present, which sounds so simple, but you know, we all know that feeling of when we're in an audition and we're like, I am totally in my head and I forgot the rest of my body's there and what's it doing. And yoga, more than anything, of course, it's still a practice for me, but it's, I remember having a coach in college, a really amazing person who I looked up to so much. He was one of the coaches at Juilliard, and Dr. Penna would always tell me when I was like stuck or in my head, he goes, can we go to your other life? In your other life, you know how to be grounded. And I was like, okay, I'm not paying you to tell me what I already know. But he was right. And I find it like, I often find too, what's the saying from The King and I, that if you
Whistle
become a teacher,
happy tune.
That one too. I love that show so much. If you become a teacher, by your pupils you'll be taught. And it's, I'm obsessed with Julie Andrews again.
Shall we dance?
It's that one too, you know? Everything from Rodgers and Hammerstein. I don't
Julie Andrews was not in The King and I, though.
Yeah. No, but she sung some recording of it. I did Julie Andrews.
She has a Richard Rodgers album. Yeah, it's on one of her albums.
I really love how you have an appreciation for classical musical theater, because when I was studying, I'm mostly doing like online personality stuff now and acting, like TV and film stuff, but I have a background of musical theater, and I actually was Maria once in The Sound of Music.
Oh. You would have actually, I think Julie Andrews sang that song on The Muppet Show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I'll have to look it up.
It was a small production, but it was the most amazing role. It was so fulfilling and amazing. So I think someday you'll be your own Maria for sure. Keep dreaming, girl. You can do it.
You just gotta produce your own production. That's what I do.
I love Julie Andrews.
You could do a virtual production of The Sound of Music. You just have to produce it yourself.
That's true. And I'll get some kids who can all, you know, they're all better at technology than we are. I've been teaching kids yoga. That job has gone online, luckily. And I was worried about the kids. Yeah, they have short attention spans, but they do in person. And they're a lot better on Zoom than like I am.
I believe it. We're doing okay today. Well, speaking of technology, it is time for our round table. So I'm going to bring Lauren back, and I'm going to bring Celia back. I have to lift up this big pile of books. This is my workout today. She's on 6 really heavy books to get the height right. And we'll do this a little because the cat is now gone. All right. So welcome to our round table. I think I'll get rid of this. And now we have all our names like this. Perfect. That's technology. So this is our round table at the end. We're going to ask some quick questions, and we'll just go around in a little circle, and then our episode is done. All right. So Kelly, would you like to ask? Oh no, I'm asking the first question.
Yeah, I think you're first.
So we'll go in a circle. Me, then Kelly, then Julie, then Lauren, and then Celia. So the first question today is, what is your quarantine jam? Like, what are you listening to get you through this? And for me, it is opera. The Met Opera is putting out a new opera on their app every single day, and it's been amazing. I love opera. They had Tosca on this week, and it's just keeping me going. Sometimes, they're nice and short for 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours, and then sometimes it's 4 or 5, and then it's a little much when it's Wagner, but overall, I would say opera is getting me through this. What about you, Kelly?
I'm all over the place. I'm a big Spotify playlist person, so I've just been listening to whatever playlist is resonating with me at the moment. I fell in love with the band St. Lucia out of nowhere, like really hardcore during this whole thing. I listen to like a lot of indie stuff, so I don't know. I'm super random, Seth. Like some days I'll be in the mood for rap, some days I'll be in the mood for electronic. Basically anything that makes me feel good and makes me want to like move around a little bit.
That's cool. And anyone watching, if you comment, I'll put your answer on the screen too. Julie, what are you listening to these days? Julie Andrews.
God. Well, always. And then my other biggest celebrity idol is Rachel Bloom. Two very different women, but Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is kind of what I listen to on repeat nonstop. Yes, content creators, the best example of
my friend Gabby's on that show.
So yeah, that show has the song to relate to whatever you're feeling.
I love that show.
And you know her, Seth?
Oh yeah, I know Gabby.
God.
She plays Valencia.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she did one of my Broadway concerts before she moved to LA.
She's so cool.
She's one of the sweetest. I know Donna Lynn also, who plays Paula, but not as well.
Sorry, I'm fangirling. That's amazing.
Yeah, Donna Lynn used to do cabaret all the time, so I know her through the cabaret world. All right, Lauren, what are you listening to?
Oh goodness, I am
Love Quirks.
I'm also a little all over the place. It really depends on my mood. I did rock out to the new all-female version of Jesus Christ Superstar multiple times. But I'm listening to a lot of Elton John, which I've always listened to a lot of Elton John. Sarah Bareilles. But then sometimes I really just want some bass to work out to. So it really just kind of depends on the mood I'm in.
It's all about the bass. Totally. No treble. My mom sings that song a lot. Celia, what are you listening to these days? I can't hear you. You're still on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love an inspiring Pink anthem.
Pink. You can see everyone's face. Yeah, I do. I've heard of Pink. I think she was on Saturday Night Live once.
Pink is a legend.
She was, yeah.
I have heard of her. I couldn't sing you any of her songs. All right, Kelly, ask the second question, and I'll repeat it for Celia.
Okay, so what is your go-to nighttime pampering routine?
What is your nighttime pampering routine? Starting with Kelly, and then we'll go around and end with me.
I try to meditate a little bit every night just for 5 minutes, because it kind of just helps me like kind of understand how I'm feeling and how my day was, and I reflect on my emotions and what I've been dealing with. I'm alone in quarantine, so it's a lot of time to think. And I usually journal a little bit, and I always have to have a candle burning. It's a necessity. So I would say that's kind of my go-to routine. And then just talking to family and friends until I go to sleep.
Julie?
My turn. Kelly, you're so cool. I love incense too.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
That's why Kelly's my co-host. She asked me to do it, and I was like, yes, let's totally do a talk show.
Love incense is cool. I've been actually leading a meditation every night at 10 p.m. at the request of some friends. I'm doing them on Facebook and Instagram, and they're free if anyone would like to join. So I've been leading a short meditation, and then I find it usually tells me I need to relax. And Seth often makes fun of me because I'm an early morning person, which is weird in the theater world.
I make fun of everyone for everything, but Celia wakes up too early as well. Actually, so does Lauren now. Because of her dog.
It's a habit. And, I find I try to get myself to go to bed at like the reasonable hour, even though I don't have anything to wake up for. So usually after my meditation, I just read a book and try to get myself in like bed mode and try to turn off the screens because we're on them the rest of the day.
Yep.
All right, Lauren?
I am trying to get into the habit of not turning the TV on for entertainment purposes until after dinner. So after dinner, I will do my nightly skincare routine. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of a face mask to relax. And my guilty pleasure right before bed has been Vampire Diaries.
Oh,
nice.
I couldn't get past the first few episodes of that.
You know, I'm a sucker for a good vampire story. I just can't help myself.
I much prefer Buffy. Okay, Celia, what is your nighttime pampering routine?
Well, it gets to a certain time of day, and I'm like, okay, is it time for my alcoholic beverage? And I have never been like that, but here we are in quarantine. So we'll start the evening with like a nice drink and then have dinner together. Probably, we just finished the second season of The Good Place, and we'll probably start the third and final season, right?
There's 4 seasons. There's only 3 on Netflix. It's because you're watching it on Netflix.
Yeah.
The 4th was just on NBC and will be on Netflix eventually.
Yeah. What's going to be on Netflix eventually?
The 4th season of The Good Place will be on Netflix eventually.
Oh, I hope so. And then, you know what my boyfriend and I always do? Like before we go to sleep every night, we give each other a full body massage.
Wow.
Not necessarily kinky, but like that's what we do.
Wow, I want to add that to my routine. I basically
It's actually like really relaxing.
All I do is watch TV. Like I have the TV on all day and usually it's in the background or the opera or whatever. But at night, like from like 12:30 to 3:30, I watch 3 hours of just whatever I'm binging at that point and I need to watch TV and to clear my mind of all the stuff I do on the computer all day long. So it's the opposite of everyone who takes their screens away, but that's like my TV time. And Sharon says she loves putting organic moringa oil on her face, and it literally relaxes the skin, and it's amazing for anti-aging. And she also says yes to all that alcohol. So, woohoo. All right, so our final question of the day is, what is something new you learned about yourself? And I don't know. Kelly had this question, and I knew I was going to answer it first. And I still don't really have an answer because I already knew myself pretty well. And I don't know that I've learned anything except that I am pretty resilient and I just keep putting things out. I adapt. It's like I adapted the cabarets to being online now, and we're doing a talk show, which is not something I ever thought I'd do. And I'm bringing back my podcast, and we're going to interview people via Skype. So I think I just learned that I'm really good at adapting to situations like this. Kelly?
That counts. That's a great thing to learn about yourself.
Thank you.
Mine's kind of silly, but I've learned that I really love to dance. I've never considered myself a dancer, but like lately, like my therapy is I just put on whatever song I'm feeling and I just go crazy. And I've been doing like random videos on Instagram of me just feeling myself, which I've never done in the past because I never thought I was a good dancer. But honestly, yeah, I've learned I love to dance.
Kelly has a lot of dancing videos up.
This is only since quarantine.
Here, I'll put up your sign so people can find you there.
Oh God, it's embarrassing, but like, I don't know. I just love it. It's fun. I'm not amazing, like by any means. I'm more of an actress, but I don't know. That's been getting me through.
All right, Julie?
Something I have learned is that free time and downtime is very important. And I probably am not the only person in the theater world who likes to go all the time, 110% of the time. And I've always really enjoyed that life. But I'm finding like needing to have a little bit of forced downtime. And even on the days when I'm scheduled, it just often happens that I have a little time where nothing is scheduled. And I'm finding this is something I need to carry into my life. I need a little more white space on the calendar. I need a little more unscheduled time. And I think hopefully that's a lesson I can keep going with.
Totally.
I never have white space. Lauren?
I've learned that after thinking I wasn't a morning person for years, I actually really am. I've been waking up at like 7:30 every day. And it's really nice to be
That sounds horrible.
And I actually don't mind. I like getting up and I like starting my day that early. And, I always thought that I was the person who hated that. And I'm really enjoying that this is my new routine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sharon says
dumbfounded.
Sharon also learned how much she needed to slow down, and she didn't realize how insane her days were, and she's not going back to that lifestyle. I will go back gladly. Celia, how about you? What have you learned about yourself?
I would say the same thing as you. Is I haven't really learned it. It's just reinforced that I thrive on change, and I thrive on like the challenge of having to adapt to something. So the devastation of the pandemic aside, I just have I've needed to keep busy. I've needed to maintain structure. I've needed to wake up every single day at a good, decent time, get out of my pajamas, and that's not for everybody, but in order for me to feel okay and feel like at the end of the day, I've lived a full day and I'm tired enough to go to sleep, I've had to come up with all these little projects to keep myself kind of really busy. To
like
be honest,
this talk show.
I can't say that there's been a time yet where I've thought I feel really bored.
Yeah, I haven't been bored at all.
Yeah. Same. I mean, it's so crazy. I kind of think it's an artist thing. Like, we're so used to going that now that we're forced to not do that, we're like, okay, well, I have to keep creating. I have to do something somehow. I can't just sit here and abandon that whole side of myself. So it's so crazy to see that even though we all are artists in different ways, we're all kind of going through the same thing. It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. And well, that is our time, guys. Thank you all for being on our show today. This was really fun. I'm going to get rid of everyone but Kelly, and we'll do this, and then I'll go like this with Celia, and I'll put her on my lap. Nope, I will put it all the way down here. Okay, well, that was great show, Kelly.
Yeah, I think it went well.
You're so good at asking people questions. I just am not good at that. So I'm good at putting in puns, and you're good at. So I think we're doing a great job.
Yes, you're definitely adding in lots of comedic elements as well, Seth.
Yes. So thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. And we'll be back next Thursday.
Yes. What's our topic next week? It's the teacher feature.
Is it, or are we doing the anxiety?
Oh, it is anxiety. You're right. We had to switch them because of Kim's. So next week we're going to talk about anxiety with, I think, Danny, Melissa, and Joshua. So that should be a really great show.
Yeah.
Anyone dealing with any anxiety during this time, we're going to talk a lot about that and ways to cope and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be really great.
All right.
Well,
thanks, everyone. I'll play the theme song one more time, and then I'll click go. Bye. What day is it with Seth and Kelly? All right. See you next week, everyone.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.